My cousin wore a wedding dress to my engagement party, announced her pregnancy at my wedding, scammed everyone with a baby registry, and now she's mad that I'm exposing her. I still remember the moment Pedro proposed to me. We were surrounded by family and friends, at my favorite restaurant, and a band started playing when I said yes. It was perfect, except for the fact there was one thing missing: my cousin Daniela. We've always been extremely close, so her not being there broke my heart. I had no idea why she wasn't here, and I tried so hard to not think about it, but I just couldn't ignore. And that's something I still regret to this day, because I called Daniela the next morning, and she told me, "I don't want you to marry him. You can do a lot better." Wait, what? Then there was beeping on the other end. I drove over to her house after work that day, demanding that we talk. When she opened the door, she gave me a big hug and started speaking in a fake high-pitched voice. "Ah, Bonita, so good to see you." I tensed up while her arms wrapped around me, and after we walked inside, I asked her what the call was about. She just laughed. "That was just a joke, amor. Don't take yourself too seriously. Have I taught you nothing?" As I looked into her widened eyes, I swore I could see some sort of envy or even hatred, but I brushed it off. I told myself she was family, and family is always happy for each other, right? But then she began insisting that we start planning the engagement party. She ended up planning the whole thing by herself in front of me, which I thought was kinda odd, but because it seemed like a good plan, I ran with it. Fast forward to the day of the engagement party. I was getting ready with my mom when she handed me the dress that Daniela had picked out. I expected a white or beige color, but instead it was light green. But I wasn't even suspicious, just grateful, because Daniela had always insisted green was my color. Plus, I still felt pretty. And when Pedro picked us up, I felt like a princess, because he got out of the car, twirled me around, and called me Divina so many times that by the time we arrived, my face was still red from how much I was blushing. Unfortunately, my joy was short-lived, because when I saw Daniela, a wave of nausea hit me. It wasn't that she looked ugly. Quite the opposite, actually. She looked beautiful, in her white ball gown style dress. Luckily, I didn't have to say anything, because Pedro instantly pulled her aside and politely asked her why she had chosen this attire. "I just love the color white." I knew my husband was about to say something he'd regret, so I swooped in. "Hey Danielle, I feel pretty upstaged right now. Good, because my boyfriend was coming close to proposing, but now your little show scared him away." I had no idea what she was talking about. I took a deep breath. "I still want you to come to my wedding, but I would appreciate it if you made sure to not make me feel like this again, because after all, it is my day." She just scoffed and gave me the silent treatment. I didn't see Danielle again, but she had texted me a very long apology. I had never even heard her say sorry before, so this meant a lot to me, and I knew I made the right decision to invite her to my wedding. The months leading up to it were bliss. Pedro insisted on planning most of it, since it was my day. I was too scared to even talk about how amazing he was, because I didn't want my friends to be jealous. But when the day came, I realized I had been worrying about the wrong people. Daniela was one of the first people to arrive, and she was, thank goodness, wearing a light pink. And at the wedding reception, after I finished my speech, I agreed to let her make a toast. "I know she's the kind of person to make someone's life magic one day," she said. I was confused, but as she continued speaking, I noticed a bump on her belly. That's when I realized she wasn't talking about me and my husband. Panic washed over me, but before I could do anything, her hand reached out for an envelope on the table, and she showed us a photo. "I'm pregnant, everyone!" The photo was an ultrasound. The crowd gasped. I felt tears sting my eyes. Couldn't she have waited a day? My husband held my hand super tight and whispered, "Ignore her, mi amor. Nothing changes the fact that today is about us." But not even the butterflies could distract me from my anger. Everyone rushed towards her, congratulating